Author's POV. Finally, I am free from her. Becky cheered excitedly, wrapping her arm around 𝖗𝖊𝖇𝖊𝖈𝖈𝖆 who chuckled seeing how happy his best friend is. Your deal with Freen is over now?
Ha!
Thank God, or else you gonna complain to us every day, 𝖗𝖊𝖇𝖊𝖈 said. That's why you shouldn't make a stupid decision at the first place, Becky, 𝖗𝖊𝖇𝖊𝖈 added. Becky removed her arm and slightly pout. She knew it was her fault at the first place, and now she really regret everything. I know that. Don't repeat it over and over again, please. My ears could bleed, Becky muttered with a small sigh. Beck, what are you planning to do next? You said you want to get a revenge, 𝖗𝖊𝖇𝖊𝖈 asked as they stopped in front of the class. I don't know, I just want to study harder and beat her in the upcoming exam again. That's the only way I could do it, Becky said and leaned on the door. Becky knew how much the first place mean to Freen and she gonna keep it until the end. You are already smart enough, Becky, I'm sure you can do it, 𝖗𝖊𝖇𝖊𝖈 said and pat her head. No, I still need have a lot to learn. The point between me and Freen at the last final exam is not that far. She might suppress me in any time, Becky said, slightly worried about that. She have been avoiding the girl as much as she can now since their deal ended. Freen also didn't have any plan to bother the smaller girl too. 𝖗𝖊𝖇𝖊𝖈 and Becky get into the class after biting their
Goodbye
to 𝖗𝖊𝖇𝖊𝖈 and 𝖗𝖊𝖇𝖊𝖈. After sitting down on their chair, Freen came to. Seen as Becky took a quick glance to the girl. The taller girl didn't even spare a glance towards her as she went straight to the table, putting her bag and sitting down. Beck, can I see your math homework? 𝖗𝖊𝖇𝖊𝖈 nudged and Becky nodded her head. You haven't finished it yet?
Yeah.
I was busy, sorry. Busy my ass, you went on a date with 𝖗𝖊𝖇𝖊𝖈, right? How come you didn't have any time to finish the homework? Becky asking chuckled and shook her head, making 𝖗𝖊𝖇𝖊𝖈 hugged her tightly to stop Becky from talking more. Stop.
Please.
𝖗𝖊𝖇𝖊𝖈𝖈𝖈 ears bleeding, 𝖗𝖊𝖇𝖊𝖈𝖈 whined and Becky let out a small laugh before pushing her. Freen on the other hand, having her head on the table, she didn't even have any energy to study for a bit before class start like how she always did. Fuck, I regret sleeping late last night, Freen mumbles, but then someone pat her back. Why do you look like someone who haven't slept for months? What did you do last night, huh? 𝖗𝖊𝖇𝖊𝖈 asked, teasing her, making Freen letting out a deep sigh, shooting a death glared. Stupid, the hell are you thinking about? I can't sleep last night, my insomnia hit me again. So I ended up exercising in the middle of night, fuck my body hurt so bad, Freen grunted. Did you take the pill again? No, right? No, I stopped. My parents didn't let me, that's why I tried another ways, Freen said. 𝖗𝖊𝖇𝖊𝖈 then rubs her back, she genuinely worried about her friend condition right now, knowing that Freen gets sick easily. Do you want me to tell the teacher? After this it's PE time, I don't think you can join, 𝖗𝖊𝖇𝖊𝖈 said and Freen immediately shook her head before sitting up straight. No, I'm fine, I can do this. After changing their uniform, they went towards the field. Freen lazily brought her feet, wrapping her arms around 𝖗𝖊𝖇𝖊𝖈. Gosh, I hate PE. Freen mumbles. Well, I can see someone really love PE time, 𝖗𝖊𝖇𝖊𝖈 said, looking at the certain direction. Who? Becky Armstrong. Freen looked at the direction and saw the happy girl tidying her hair in high ponytail, looking like a kid waiting for the playtime. She's such a weirdo. Freen stuttered and chuckled.
Yeah.
Like you, 𝖗𝖊𝖇𝖊𝖈𝖈 spoke before the teacher gathered them around while Freen sighed in frustration following her. Freen didn't like sport at all, she would rather stay in the class studying than going out playing. She might be smart in academica but really bad in sport, but she doesn't have a choice. Okay, everyone. We gonna play dodgeball for today, let's divide into 2 teams, he yelled, earning a multiple reaction from the students. Some are happy with it, but some are not, and one of them is Freen herself. Seriously again? Fuck, Freen cursed under her breath looking at them. They divide into 2 teams, and luckily for Freen, she is in the same team as 𝖗𝖊𝖇𝖊𝖈. The other team started to become the attacker first, Freen repeatedly cursing in her mind while playing. Should I hate this game so much, Freen mumbles while dodging the ball. Surprisingly, she did really well in the game. Freen herself also couldn't believe how well she played, now only 4 people left including her. Becky. Attack them. The teammate cheered the smaller girl, Becky couldn't take her eyes off Freen. She had been aiming the taller girl since earlier. Wait for me, Sapaloka, I'ma hit you, Becky muttered with an evil smile and tried to attack her, but Freen kept dodging it. Freen started to get tired and saw only 2 of her team left. She looked at how Becky and saw how her eyes burning in flame. Oh hell.
Nah.
She gonna get me, Freen mumbles. 3 minutes left. Now, only 2 left in the team. Becky gripped the ball hard, their eyes locked with each other. the smaller girl aiming for her feet. You get Freen and I'm gonna heard Becky's teammate whisper, earning a nodded from the shorter girl. Becky threw the ball to the target hoping that it would hit her leg, but instead, everyone gasped with the results. Shit. Becky cursed under her breath seeing the taller girl laying down on the ground. Becky just accidentally hit the ball straight to Freen's face. Oh my god, Freen, are you okay? Her classmates started to gather around the girl while Becky stood still, gasping and surprised. Freen feeling her head spinning before opening her right eyes with a little groan, slowly sitting up with the help of her classmates. Bring Freen to the infirmary room, Mr. Ken said as Nom immediately helped her standing up. And no, I'm okay. Freen mumbles, but then the pain hit her again as she groaned and held her throbbing left eye. Oh, maybe I'm not okay. Becky watched them going and suddenly Iron slapped her arm making the girl yelp in pain, rubbing her right arm before turning around. Becky, the hell were you doing? Iron, I swear I didn't mean to hit her face. It was an accident, Becky whined. The guilty feeling hit her hard seeing the girl in pain. For God's sakes, Becky, you need to apologize to her, Iron said seriously. Becky feels like she was about to cry and bite her lower lips looking at the sight of Freen and Nom disappearing from her eyes. Press the ice pack to your swollen eye, do you still feel dizzy? The nurse asked and Freen shook her head. No, I feel better now after drinking the medicine, Freen replied with a smile, pressing the ice pack more with a slight groan. Get some rest, or do you want me to call your parents? No, it's okay, I will just get some rest here. Alright, tell me if your head started to get hurt again, okay? Get some sleep, the nurse said, smiling, and Freen nodded her head before thanking her. Freen sighed and leaned her body on the headboard. She have been thinking if Becky really did mean to hit her that hard. She haven't seen her at all after the game. Gosh, she really hate me that much, huh? Freen mumbled. Nom already left the room after sending her here and she looks at the clock and saw it's already recess time. Freen didn't have any appetite and decided to slowly lay down on the bed to get some sleep. Suddenly, she can hear the curtain move as she turned around and saw Becky holding a cup of iced coffee. Hi. What are you doing here? Freen surprised with the presence and slowly sit up holding the ice pack on her hand. Becky looked guilty. She put the drink down before sitting on the bed. I came to check on you, and I'm sorry. Becky apologized and looked at Freen. At least you know your fault, Freen chuckled while pressing the ice pack even more with a little groan. Becky sat closer and removed Freen's hand from her face making the taller girl caught off guard, the smaller girl carefully looking at the swollen eye, holding on her chin while Freen froze on the bed. Damn, it's really swollen, Becky mumbled and Freen pushed her hand not so hard. Is this how you gonna take a revenge on me? Freen asked. No. It was really an accident, I'm not that cruel to do that to you, like how you did to me. Becky mumbles the last part. Excuse me? You are saying that I am cruel now? Yes. Gosh, you hit me and now you are saying that I am cruel. I told you it was an accident. Becky defended herself, raising her voice a little. What if I said I don't trust you? Freen asked. Then don't. Becky huffed and rolled her eyes in annoyance. The taller girl is definitely testing her patience now. Becky took a deep breath to calm herself down. Freen can see that Becky getting frustrated as she let out a sly smile. Damn, chill out, can you? Are you on your period or something? Ow, Freen accidentally pressing the ice pack a little too hard. Can you stop being annoying for once, 𝖗𝖊𝖇𝖊𝖈𝖆𝖘? Well, I don't want to, see this? This is your fault and you gonna pay for this, Freen pointed towards her swollen eyes. How the hell am I gonna pay for that? You wanna hit me back? Okay, do it, come punch me now. Becky took Freen's hand and put it on her cheek, tapping it slightly, but the taller girl immediately pulled her hand back. I'm not punching you, Dora, I might get into a jail for punching a kid. What did you just called me? You called me a kid. Yes, kid. Freen leaned her face closer, emphasized the word kid. Becky's face started to redden, clenching her fist and closed her eyes with a heavy breathing before looking back towards Freen, who having the annoying smirk on her face. She couldn't hold herself anymore. I hate you. I'm out of here. Hey, Becky. You gonna leave just like that? Freen yelled, but Becky already stomped off the room as she disappeared from her sight. Freen let out a sarcastic chuckle and lay down on the bed. Idiot. Freen walked through the hallway, her head slightly feel dizzy but she still could hold it. It's finally end of the school time, most of the students already went home. After waking up, Freen went towards the school council room to settle some work. After that she immediately locked the door and walked to the gate. She haven't seen Becky after their argument. But then she saw a familiar woman waiting for her as her eyes lit up. Mom. The woman turned around and smiled before spreading her arms as Freen immediately hugged her tightly. You picked me up today. Freen said excitedly in between the hugs. Of course dear, it's my day off. I miss you so much baby, I'm sorry for not being able to see you for this past few days, the older woman muttered as they pulled away from the hug. But then her expression changed after seeing Freen's swollen eyes. She immediately cupped her daughter's cheek looking at it worriedly. Oh God, what happened to your face? Did somebody beat you? Mom, no. I fell, face first, while playing on PE time, Freen lied with a little chuckle. She just couldn't say that Becky accidentally shoot the ball straight to her face with full force. Why didn't you call me Freen? I could pick you up. Mom, it's okay, I slept at the infirmary room, the teachers gave me permission. I don't want to disturb you while you were working, Freen said, holding her mom's hands with an assurance smile. Fawn sighed and nodded her head before wrapping her arms around her daughter's shoulder as they walked to the car. If that's so, you must be hungry. Shall we go and eat outside? Korean barbecue? She asked and Freen excitedly nodded her head. Yes, please. Is Dad coming too? Freen asked as they get into the car. Yes, baby, but he will be a bit late. My daughter is becoming a school council president and of course we need to celebrate it, right? Fawn asked with a smile, focusing her eyes at the road. Wait, you knew? It must be Auntie Me, right? You should have told me sooner, Freen. Why do I need to hear it from someone else other than my own daughter? I tried, but you and Dad have been so busy and didn't came home at all, Freen mumbled, playing with her fingers. The guilty feeling hit the older hard. Fawn reached for her daughter's hand, rubbing her palm softly. We are sorry, honey. I promise to make it up to you, all right? They look at each other for a split second and Freen nodded her head with a small smile before looking out the window. She looked up staring at the blue sky before letting out a deep sigh, thinking. After a few minutes they arrived and Freen can already saw her father's figure, making the girl run into his arms. I miss you, Dad, Freen mumbled, tighten the hug, showing how much she had been missing the guy. How's my baby doing? Congrats for your new position, he said, rubbing her head, but then he furrowed his eyebrows, seeing the injured eyes. Mom, please explain to Dad, can we eat already? I'm hungry, Freen whined, sitting down. They look at each other, giving a knowing look. Freen didn't really open up to them with whatever happened at school. Mostly she would tell everything to their maid, Auntie Me. Freen knew there's no use with how busy they get with their work at the hospital. That was one of the reasons why she didn't tell them. They eat peacefully as silence surrounding them, but not until Freen's dad break the silence. Do you already decide what course you're gonna take after high school? He asked. Not yet, Dad. Freen replied with a little sigh. Freen, you need to decide about this as soon as possible. What course are you interested to? I told you I don't really mind what course you're gonna take, as long as it is a good course and you are really interested with it. Just tell me, 𝖗𝖊𝖇𝖊𝖈𝖈𝖆'𝖘 said, taking a quick glance towards his daughter. Dad, I really don't know right now. Alright, if I can't decide, I'm just gonna study medical like you guys, Freen said, taking a bite of the meat. Fawn and 𝖗𝖊𝖇𝖊𝖈𝖈 look at each other. Are you sure, baby? Fawn asked, looking at her daughter. Yes, Mom, I will think more about this later, okay? Can we stop talking about this?
Please.
Freen begged and they nodded their head. Alright, eat a lot, baby, 𝖗𝖊𝖇𝖊𝖈 said, smiling, and pat her head. Freen, you knew that our school will be organizing a charity event, right? And of course the student council will take a part. I will be having a meeting with you guys after recess, alright? We will discuss more about it, Mrs. Pond said, and Freen nodded her head. Alright, Mrs. I will tell them. Freen walked through the hallway, going straight to the student council room, opening the door just to meet with the familiar face. Becky sitting on her table looking through some paper. Their eyes met each other for a split second before doing their works again. After the incident, they never really talked to each other. They decided to distance from each other as much as they can, but they know it's not going to work. They are working in the same team. After recess, we will having a meeting. Can you do the announcement calling for all the student council to gather at the meeting room? Freen asked without looking at each other. Sure, I will do it later, Becky replied. Then the room became quiet again, none of the talking to each other. Becky then spare a quick glance towards the taller girl. A guilty feeling suddenly hit her hard, seeing the swollen eyes caused by her. She remembered their argument again, that make the guilty feeling immediately gone. Becky couldn't help but to feel annoyed every time she looked at Freen. If only she'd be nice for once, I would apologize again. Becky mumbled to herself. Damn it.